Here we are, my friends. Another day, another review. The time is 1997, and the movie is Anaconda. Anaconda is your basic monster movie. It's like any other monster movie. You know, deep rising, chupacabra terror. It's always the same old thing. A bunch of people being someplace they shouldn't be. And they end up getting eaten by some kind of monster. And in this case, it is the anaconda, which is a giant snake. Let the Michael Myers fanatic explain the plot to you. It's very simple. You have this jabroni in the beginning of the film. He's somewhere in the Amazon and something bursts through the floor. We don't really know what it is, but it bursts through the floor. He runs his little candy ass up a ladder. It's not really a ladder, it's actually like a pole with little things on it so he can climb on top. That's really convenient. He runs his candy ass up the pole, and this thing, whatever it is trying to kill him. We don't really see what it is, we just know that something's coming after him. To make a long story short, instead of being killed by this monster, he decides that he would rather die on his own terms, so he shoots himself in the head. He commits suicide. We fast forward to the present day, and we now know that Terry Flores, portrayed by J-Lo or Jennifer Lopez, she wants to do this documentary, and she's talking to her love interest named Professor Cale. I don't really know who plays him. Don't give a crap. They want to do this documentary about the Shirishama Indians, the people of the mist. They meet on this boat. She's best friends with some guy named Danny. He's from Los Angeles. He is portrayed by rapper turned actor Ice Cube. Joining this cast of pathetic losers is Owen Wilson. He plays some idiot named Gary. And John Voight, who is the father of Angelina Jolie. He plays a jabroni named Paul Serone. Paul Serone is basically like this psychopathic idiot that is obsessed with the Anaconda legend. The movie is basically like this. They travel around the world trying to film a documentary on the so-called Shirishama Indians, the people of the mist, but then but the person in charge of the documentary ends up getting a wasp stuck in his throat. Why and how did he get it stuck in his throat? Well, because he took his stupid candy ass in the river and it ended up getting into his mouth. Now, here's the dumb part. They see this guy on a deserted boat and he tells them, he says, "Help, help. Help me, I'm stuck." And like the idiots they are, what do? Well, the Michael Myers fanatic will tell you what they did. They let him bring his psychotic ass onto their boat. They knew nothing about this guy. He could have been anybody. But they just took his word for it that he was stranded. Well, ladies and jabronis, it turns out that he was a psychopath. He was so obsessed with the legend of the anaconda that he tried to kill them and use them as bait to catch the legendary snake. He ended up getting Gary killed. That's Owen Wilson's character. He ended up killing Gary's girlfriend by strangling her with his legs. I still don't get that. He says, "Hey, I was almost a priest." And then they say, "So you're a failed priest?" And he says, no, who says I failed? What do you mean, who says you failed? If you were going to be a priest, but you're not a priest, then that means you failed, you moron. But yes, the anaconda ends up eating Mateo, which is Spanish for Matthew. He also happens to be one of the members on board. Who plays him? The Michael Myers fanatic doesn't know. He doesn't give a crap. This movie isn't really worth his time. He just had to find something to review, and this is what happened to come on TV. So he's reviewing it. Shut the hell up and listen. Now, as he was saying, the anaconda is basically a large snake that has the power to swallow you whole. Not only does he or she have the power to do that, but they can crush you. That's basically it in a nutshell. As these people start dying one by one, Paul Serone ends up being thrown into the water by Danny, who's portrayed by Ice Cube. Then Danny tries to go onto this boat, look for fuel, and he ends up being ambushed by Serone. Serone then ties Danny, aka Ice Cube, up, and he ties up Danny's friend Terry Flores, portrayed by Jennifer Lopez. Well, Jennifer, your career basically turned into shit, but that's okay. Don't feel sad. That's the way it is for most of these losers on YouTube. Nobody cares about them either. Anyway, getting back to the movie Anaconda. They now are being held hostage by Paul Serone. Once again, I would like to let you know he is portrayed by Jon Voight, who happens to be the father of Angelina Jolie. Somehow they figure a way to break free, and the anaconda ends up eating Paul Serone, which happens to be justice as far as the Michael Myers fanatic is concerned. Everybody ends up dying. They end up blowing up the anaconda, but actually that doesn't work. So they had to take a pickaxe and smack it in the head a couple of times before it died. Now what the Michael Myers fanatic doesn't understand is how they're so easily able to get over the death of their friends. That's the quickest recovery ever. They're acting as if nothing happens. The guy that the Michael Myers fanatic told you about, the one that has the wasp trapped in his throat, he had it removed by Paul Serone, but he's lying in the bed, all comfy and whatnot. Yeah, you didn't have to go through any of the terror. You were only seen for about 5 minutes of the movie, but J-Lo ended up having sex with you anyway. So let the Michael Myers fanatic get this straight. You didn't have to do any work, but she ended up giving you some pie. Damn, why couldn't the Michael Myers fanatic be in this movie? If he would have known that, he would have auditioned for the role. All you had to do was sit there, and you still get to have sex with J-Lo? I should have auditioned for this back in 1997. But I couldn't because I was only 11. That really sucks. The anaconda's dead. All is right with the world. Now this was a franchise. It had a few sequels, but I'm not going to review them because they were trashy and pointless, like most of you losers here on YouTube. This has been Anaconda from 1997. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic, and I approve this message.